Thanks for stopping by on your way to Merle Fest.
It's great to be out here back in Nashville. I lived here in the 1960s as a bluegrass boy with Bill Monroe, and then in the 80s working on new acoustic sounds, Crucial Country. It's good to be back, folks. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Town's changed quite a bit through each of those iterations, I'd guess. Your new record, which is either out this week or next week, it's imminent, either way, is called The Old School, which sounds like you're making a bit of a statement. What's the title derived from?
Well, I wrote a bunch of new songs that are in the old-time bluegrass style with homage to Jimmy Martin, Carter Stanley, Bill Monroe, the Louvin Brothers. Just songs that I was writing about my life, and we got Bobby Osborne and Jesse McReynolds, Del McCoury, the Traveling McCoury Band. We got my band out from California, and we just put it all together, and it does make a statement, but it's within the music. Michael Cleveland on fiddle, Jason Carter on fiddle, and so Buddy Spiker came out too. So it goes back to the beginnings of my experience in bluegrass music, yeah. But they're new songs, so for me that's a great joy.
You're the perfect person to ask this because there's all this ongoing and I think very healthy and interesting conversation about bluegrass and all of its offshoots, all of its cousins, all of its roots and all of its branches. And you've had a career that's been able to bounce between both of those, and here you are again, feeling the tug of true bluegrass music for all of the excursions you've taken. What is it about bluegrass music that makes it interesting decade upon decade?
Well,
I thought you might ask.
You know, the roots of bluegrass are the blues and gospel and kind of Celtic music, Scots-Irish music in particular. And Bill Monroe was the first singer-songwriter to emerge in Nashville on the Grand Ole Opry. And so those are the roots that I try and follow. I try and keep that stuff alive. And in the bluegrass world, it's very difficult to write an original song that has some legs to stand on. So I followed Bill Monroe's footsteps down to New Orleans, back up into the country, out to Texas, and over the years kind of brought in some of those same influences to the way I hear music.
Sometimes diving into them quite deeply and authentically for that tradition, and then coming back and swinging back and forth.
It all comes back to bluegrass in the end, yeah.
What would you say was one of your great takeaways from time with Bill Monroe, the band leader, mentor? What do you recall weaving into your musical outlook from that?
Actually, the most profound moment I had with Bill, just singly, was writing The Walls of Time. That began one spring morning in April up in Kentucky, and we worked on it for months, even before we had a title for it, and performed it. And finally, some of the words that I put in there, The Walls of Time, came to be how we referred to the song, and it became the title that way.
So that song did not just pop out in one clear-eyed moment. You said it took a while.
Yeah, the buses broke down and it was sunrise, and Bill was looking out over the valley. I was standing outside the bus kind of just watching the sunrise, and Bill appeared beside me and he said, "Listen good to this, and don't you ever forget it." Yeah. And he sang, "The wind is blowing across the mountain, and down over the valley way below. It sweeps the grave of my darling. When I die, that's where I want to go." And it just went on from there. Walls of Time.
You might be hearing that a little later. Oh, that's fantastic. Finally, you're about to head to Merle Fest. You've played a number of them, and you said you played the very first one.
Yeah, me and Jerry Douglas and Mark O'Connor and some guys here from town went up and played the very first festival on the anniversary of our trip up there to honor Eddie Merle Watson and sing him Beyond. So the next year we went up there, it was Mac Wiseman, Marty Stewart, Doc Watson, Earl Scruggs, Chet Atkins, Mark O'Connor, Jerry Douglas, and myself. That was and we played on the back of a flatbed truck, and the audience at Merle Fest was sitting on hay bales out in the field.
It has changed too, but oh, thanks for sharing the memories. Well, Peter Rowan just gave me chills. I hope he did you too. We're going to get a great set later on. Peter Rowan.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So good to have you.
An amazing set of music. This artist is a history maker. He connects the founding fathers of bluegrass with the extraordinary explosion of post-traditional music that's been blowing up since the 1970s. He's done it all, but at heart, he's a bluegrass boy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Rowan.
Well, it rained all night in Frisco, now the clouds are rolled away. The city lights are glistening out across the bay. I think about Doc Watson and I pick up my guitar to play. It's a Doc Watson morning, B18, guitar picking kind of day. Doc's real name was Arthel Watson, and he played electrical guitar. The beauty of his melodies, they were known both near and far. Somewhere in the 60s, Doc picked up that D18. Started picking them homespun tunes, clear water from a mountain stream. Pick up my old guitar and I start to play. It's a Doc Watson morning, B18, guitar picking kind of day. Oh, Doc could play the Tennessee stud and the Black Mountain Blues. He left a legacy for me and for you. The sweetest song I ever heard him sing was with Miss Rosalie. Oh, my darling, my darling. My heart breaks as you take your long journey. So I pick up my old guitar and I start to play. Hey, it's a Doc Watson morning, B18, guitar picking kind. Doc Watson morning, B18, guitar